Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to my reaction to Attack on Titan, the final season, overall episode 62, but the third episode of this part. It's called The Door of Hope. So if you're new to the channel, my reactions and my reviews are posted separately. My review will be posted first because the reaction highlights still need to be edited. And I just want to say that I will address some of the comments from last week's episode in the review. So I won't be talking about it again now. This video will be exclusively my reaction to The Door of Hope. I will be taking notes if there's something I want to talk about in depth. But depending on what happens, sometimes I have to pause and talk about it right now. But yeah, that depends on the episode. So, okay. Welcome to my channel. Thank you guys for being here. Please like the video or dislike the video. Either way, it helps my channel. With this show, I never know what to expect, but with that said, let's jump into it.
そうだ。あの頃俺はマーレ人になるために戦士を目指してたんだ。走れ！薄汚い豚の末裔ども！たちが巨人を継承する時が来たんだよ。一挙に6人だ。
Who got left out?
島の悪魔どもは僕が必ず皆。
Was it out of the 7 of them, they only chose 6, and he inherited Ymir's power, which was his brother's. So doesn't that mean he's the only one that was left out, and yet he's the one being like, you're the only reason you're here is because of your loyalty. There's nothing else about you. Are you projecting? Is this your insecurity talking? I mean, I don't know, but one of the things that I saw from the last episode in the comment section was just that was interesting. I'm not going to talk about it too much right now, but it was very interesting. Was people like playing victim wars, like who had it worse? I'll be on the side of who I think had it worse. It's not about right and wrong. It's about who do I feel more sorry for. It's quite interesting how people decide. And yes, I did say, of course, you should question your own thoughts, be able to explain why you think certain things, and you should be able to talk about it. But once again, that doesn't mean you're not allowed to come to conclusions and, you know, feel whatever you want. You are allowed to come to conclusions, but you should never hold on to your truth as if it's the only truth. And that is something I think people have a problem with. Oh, that's her? Oh, that's why she said... I remember when she said something about it's nice to be on 2 feet again. But I didn't click that she was the cart. Because I think my mind assumed it was a male Titan in this, and a male person in the male Titan. So now I get it. Okay. Literally just transforming is a... But now we have it, so... And I say we because I'm sorry, but I'm on the side of, you know, the people from the first 3 seasons. And it's not that I say everyone on this side is wrong. It's just that I think that the people fighting on that side, they weren't even aware of what the fighting was about. So right now, to me, for them, it's about self-defense. And once again, I'm not saying this side is wrong. It's just that I'm hoping that they will find a way to stop the war. Not defeat everyone in their path and kill. But you need to get to the people that are causing the war. And that's where the difficulty comes in. How do you... But that's what they've been doing. They've been infiltrating. So they're not just charging through, and that makes me happy. They're infiltrating, so hopefully they'll target the right people, the people responsible for the war. But yeah, we have the Colossal Titan, which is just basically, they called him a god of destruction because that's what it is. Yeah, why?
その子供たちが国を一つ。
Why children?
どんな手を使いやがった。
ドベはお前だった。それだけだろ。フォック。
てめえ。
Was that his dad?
あの女に言われてきたんだろう。俺に復讐するために。くそ。俺を縛り首にしてんだろう。俺は逃げ切ってやるからな。お前らエルディアの悪魔の親子から。
Sorry, one thing I want to talk about is, and I'll do so more in depth in the review topic around using children as soldiers. From my perspective, it's just clearly wrong. It's self-explanatory, but it doesn't shape my opinions on this show too much, because it's like, I don't think this is a spoiler, but I'm going to mention it anyway. If you haven't watched Naruto and you don't want to be spoiled in the slightest, mute me until I put my hand down, okay? Like, in Naruto, they also pretty much use children as fighters, soldiers, whatever. They use the children to carry out these insanely dangerous missions, which is not something I would think should be allowed. You shouldn't do that to kids. Kids shouldn't be responsible for those things. If I didn't put that out of my mind for the fictional show that is Naruto, I wouldn't be able to enjoy it. So I don't really go with it, because in this world, in this context, and I'll say it again, in this world, in this context, this children are being used as soldiers, and whether or not we think that's right or not, both sides are doing it. So there's no use in debating about. If you're going to watch the story, you have to understand that that exists, and both sides, like I said, do it. So yes, it's wrong. Yes, both sides are wrong, but it's happening. So we have to think of the rest of the story, at least I try to, in the context of, okay, in this world, children are raised in a way that forces them to be warriors, that obviously changes the kind of people that they are, the kind of children that they are. And I try my best to talk about other things that happen in the show. Okay, we've established that it's wrong to use kids as warriors, yes, but they are using them as warriors. So let's talk about the rest of the story despite that, because you can't get stuck on the fact that, yeah, of course it's wrong to use children as freaking warriors, but that's sadly the context of the story. So you have to kind of just look at the rest of it from that perspective, from a world where this is happening.
世界を代表して悪魔を裁くべく選ばれた戦士なんだ。
ライナ、すまない。お前は本当は戦士に選ばれるはずじゃなかったのに。すまない。
No, but he wants to be there, so why are you apologizing? Sadly, he wants to be there.
なんで謝るんだよ。マルセル、ここで死ぬんだ。
マルセルは帰らない。確かにあんたはこのまま帰れば鎧を剥奪されて次の戦士に食われる。
始祖を獲得しなきゃもう故郷には帰れないんだ。
あんたがマガトに弁明しな。生きて帰んなきゃいけないんだよ。
At least you realize it.
マルセルが必要なら俺がマルセルになるから帰ろう。みんなで故郷に。
I've said this in reactions before. The fact that, you know, the first time what they did, that's as far as I can feel the way other people feel. Many other people feel about, you know, in their defense. Oh, they didn't have a choice, blah, blah, blah. But everything that they did since then, since joining and since meeting everyone in the walls and seeing what they're like, everything from there, and as they grow older, you know, I don't know how they were by the end, 15, 16. The second time they tried to break down the walls and kill everyone and blah, blah, blah. That is the part where I look at their transgressions more severely. And I can't just say, well, it's not their fault. They were forced to do it. Yes, there would be consequences if they went about things differently, but I can't just say, oh, well, they didn't have a choice, so, you know, what? Should they just not be punished at all? No reform? You don't think they need punishment and reform? and what punishment and reform means to you. You know, we can talk about that more in the review portion. I will talk about that a little bit more. But you can't just, even if someone was forced to do something bad, they still did the bad thing. And yeah, they shouldn't be punished as, for example, let's say someone helps someone to murder someone. It's not the same crime, but both, you know, you did a bad thing. And yeah, I find it funny how people get so toxic just because I don't pity these characters as much as they do and like excuse everything and feel sorry for them. People legit, like they type, like I don't even want to share some of the messages with you guys, but luckily my mods are there to block the worst ones. I don't even see the worst ones anymore, but I did back when I was still watching season 2. I saw most of the worst comments. I hate you. Please bitch die because you don't feel sorry for Reiner and them. And I'm like, you want me to die because I don't feel as sorry for a fictional character as you do. But you can't understand why I'm just, you know, it's not easy for me to look past a fictional character's murder of thousands of people. But you want me to die. But I can't be mad at fictional characters, but you... Okay. Totally normal, I guess. You're not crazy. I'm the crazy one. Anyway, but yeah, we'll definitely talk about this more in the review. I did make a note. You mean to save your side, but okay. Information available for public disclosure. Warrior candidates. A unit of child soldiers consisting of Eldian devils under command of the Marley army. They undergo harsh training and are selected based on their grades, skills, behavior, personality, and devotion to Marley. As only Eldian devils can inherit the 9 titans, the existence of Eldians is crucial for the defense of Marley. As such, Eldians selected to become warriors are granted honorary Marleyan status along with their immediate family.
そりゃ感動的だな。パパにハグしてほしければまず両手を上げろ。
絶対にないと言い切れるの？
妹に誓ってねえな。そいつは俺が一番笑えない冗談だ。おいおい、もうパパが嫌いになる年頃か。
持ってマーレに帰ろう。どんな情報でも歓迎してくれる。
And yet you kept pushing forward.
これ以上顔を近づけないでくれる。
I feel you, Annie. He's been trained before.
巨人を一匹残らず駆逐するんだろう。お前ならやれる。
Oh, is that current Reiner? Is that current Reiner? Oh, one more thing. The reason I went on that whole spiel was because people keep saying they didn't have a choice, they didn't have a choice. And maybe up to a point that's true, but you can't always hide behind they didn't have a choice, they didn't have a choice. People always have a choice. It's the worst thing. And in certain situations, it's not something you need to bring up, but in this situation, considering everything, it's something you have to admit. They had a choice when they were inside the walls already. Not talking about the first time, but when they were inside the walls, they had different choices and they didn't make them. So you can't just tell me I should feel a certain way because they didn't have a choice. They didn't have a choice.
まあな、ここに心的外傷の治療に来てるが、俺のは嘘だ。記憶障害で家まで帰れないってことにしてるが、本当は帰りたくないだけだ。
I can hear his voice.
今は家族に顔を合わせづらくてな。君はいいやつだ。長生きしてくれるなら嬉しいよ。
You're a good boy.
でもその候補生は女の子か。で毎日思う。なんでこんなことになったんだろうって。心も体も蝕まれ、徹底的に自由を奪われ、 こんなことになるなんて知っていれば
I know, right?
それは進み続けたものにしかわからない。
Oh, Aaron. Oh, Aaron, he's repeating Reiner's words. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. I just want to read all this again. Oh, he's repeating Reiner's words. I've said this in my reviews before, but I have a huge fear. Aaron will become what he hates. It's been hinted at for quite some time through